Do you find the P90X nutrition guide confusing? Well, I did too. And not because it's not well laid out, it is very well laid out, but the whole block system for me is very difficult to understand and grasp. What we'll try to achieve with this video is to give you an understanding of how to use that system and make it more simplified, make it more understandable, and make it more trackable on a daily basis. You don't have to go about checking those boxes every day. What you need to do is understand what are your ratios, understand what is your daily goal, and we'll work from there. So let's first get to know your body weight. Let's use an example for a 170 pound person. So 170 pound is the body weight. Now we need to find out the resting metabolic rate for this person. Now resting metabolic rate is the body weight in pounds multiplied by 10, which is 1700. Now what is resting metabolic rate? This is the amount of food or the amount of calories anyone needs on a daily basis just to survive, just for basic body functions like blinking, the heart function, lungs, your basic organs, everything, even if you were not doing any activity throughout the day. That is the resting metabolic rate, the metabolic rate while you're resting. So 1700 calories is what comes down for this person. Now according to the P90X guide, daily activity burn of 20% is considered. This is different for different people, but an example is 1700 times 20% is 0.2, so that comes to 340. Now 340 is what we need to add to the resting metabolic rate, because that is the daily requirement for a person who is weighing 170 pounds. So when we add them up, what we get is 2040 calories. Now each workout burns different calories in the P90X program, but an average is about 600 calories. We need to add that to this equation. So when we add 600, $26.40. Now we take 26.40 as a benchmark and try to understand what we can do with that number. So now if your goal is to maintain body weight, you do nothing. You keep the calculation as is. 2640 is the amount of calories you take on a daily basis. But if you want to lose weight, subtract 500 calories. So what that comes down to is 2140. And if you're trying to gain some muscle mass, I would not recommend adding more than 300 calories, because anything more than that, you're likely to gain more body fat. So let's just add 300 calories and come to 2940. Now most of the people that I have known, and the way I started was, I wanted to be here, I wanted to lose weight, right? So how do you do that? 2100 calories is my goal every day. Let's stick to phase 1 for now. Phase 1 is 50% protein, 30% carbs, and 20% fats. 50% of 2100 is 1050 calories. 30% of 2100 is 630 calories. And 20% of 2100 is 420 calories. Now we need to convert these to grams. So the way to do that is take this number and divide it by the number of calories per gram. Now note that protein has 4 calories per gram, carb has 4 calories per gram, and fat has 9 calories per gram. So 1050 divided by 4 is about 262 grams. 630 divided by 4 is about 158 grams, and 420 divided by 9, 47 grams. So there you go. You have all the ratios that you need, and as you move from phase 1 to phase 2, these ratios change, but now you know the calculation that you need to do, and you can look at my MyFitnessPal video that talks about how to use that, plug these numbers in and set up your daily goals, change your ratios to 50, 30, 20 or 40, 40, 20, doesn't matter. All you got to do is plug in these numbers, try to match up these ratios into MyFitnessPal, and you should be good to go. It's not that difficult. Once you get an understanding, it's not really that difficult. But this is a very important thing to understand when you're on the P90X program. People most often start taking too many carbs in the first round and they don't lose weight. This is the fat shredder round. You need to really go a little bit lower on your carbohydrates. And remember, 158 grams also includes a recovery drink. So understand that it's about 40 grams of recovery drink right there on days that you work out. So track your nutrition accordingly. I would suggest in the first round to use your carbohydrates very carefully. Use something which is high fiber, for example chickpeas, kidney beans, lentils. So if you take 1 cup of kidney beans, that's about 40 grams of carbs. If you take a recovery drink, that's about 40 grams, so 80 grams down. If you take 1 fruit in a day, that's about 25 to 30 grams. Let's call it 30 grams just to round up figures. So that's 110 grams. You still have 30 to 40 grams to go. You can get all those extra carbohydrates from vegetables. They are a good source of carbohydrates and are thermogenic foods. If you use a carbohydrate which is low in protein, you're actually wasting that one single serving of carbohydrate that you are allowed during the whole day. Use it wisely. Use kidney beans, that's very high in protein and fiber to keep your system in good smooth running condition. 262 grams is a lot of protein, and the amount of carbohydrates you are taking is not enough to give you 35 to 40 grams of fiber. I highly recommend tracking fiber, especially in the fat shredder round. That's where things can get out of control. Use that fruit serving, which is again high in fiber, strawberries, blueberries, something which are low on the glycemic index. You don't want insulin spikes unless it is a recovery drink, which is only after you've earned it. So keep those things in mind when you plan your nutrition. 158 gram doesn't mean you take 10 glasses of orange juice in a day. You have to make sure you break it up. So read the nutrition guide, but from this point of view, if you read the nutrition guide, you will be able to understand it better. That's my objective of making this video. And I hope this video helps you plan your nutrition accordingly, make the right choices, and I wish you all the best. If you have any questions, email me or comment below. Thank you for watching this video again. Take care and God bless.